Socialization is one of those big dog training buzzwords, and actually it's true for cats and other species as well. So socialization is basically giving the animal a chance to experience what else is out there, what's normal, so that they can prevent fear. Fear is the standard go-to response of the unknown. So if an animal has not experienced something when they were younger, they usually are much more afraid of it when they're an adult, and that's normal. So basically, the good thing about domesticated animals is that they have a much larger socialization window. It gives us more time for them to be comfortable with us. Socialization, what it means is learning who's normal to interact with within the species and in terms of what other species are normal to interact with. What's safe? New people, when they're doing socialization, should be moving slowly. So rather than frantically running around, say like maybe children would do, the more slowly you move, the better, especially when you're socializing birds, for example. You should be calm, and if you're holding the animal, make sure that you do not drop it. The word socialize, we tend to say that you're socializing a dog, that like it's something that we do to them, and really what we do is we orchestrate a socialization experience. They do the socializations, they get used to the concepts. We are just there to sort of set up the situation. So we're not socializing them really per se, even though you'll hear me say that. You don't force or cajole, so we do not try to, drag them up to something in the name of socialization. We also don't try to lure them up to something that might be scary. Let the dog check it out in his own time, and that's true for all the species. And never lie. So do not bring an animal to a place that is supposed to be safe by your body language or something else, and then have it be scary. Make it fun and positive, and generally speaking, you want them to be able to really check it out. So don't always just shove a bunch of treats in their face. Make sure that they've got some time to experience the situation as well. And when you're not really sure what's happening, or when the animal looks like they're in doubt, slow it down. So you don't have to go so far so quickly. Every small little bit of socialization gain is a good thing. When they have an experience and it's negative, that sets you back quite a ways. So you should always be socializing at your animal's pace. And in puppy class, you see this where the people bring their dogs and they see the other dogs playing around and they want their dog to be playing too, so they'll sort of force them into playing. And really it's better if they're standing maybe behind a gate so the dog can just sort of check things out. So move at the dog's pace for this. The animal should initiate the activity. And then when you're doing this, I recommend that you learn more about the more please signals so that you can use that for socialization as well. So there's two good rules for socialization. One's called the rule of 7 and the other is the rule of 12. And basically that means that the animal should encounter 7 examples of every type of thing within the first 7 weeks and 12 examples of every type of thing within the first 12 weeks. So different sizes of bowls or types of bowls to eat out of, different types of people and all the different things. So variety is truly the spice of life when it comes to socialization. So when do you start socializing? Basically, as soon as you get your animal, start socializing. If you're a breeder, you could probably take a week or so off, unless you have a bird, in which case you should socialize right away. The sensitive periods is when the animal is more sensitive to taking in new information. They're more likely to form sort of normal associations within that time and more likely to be scared if you do it later. So for puppies, that's 14 weeks. That's really when the socialization door closes. So you want all the way up to that time. So don't sort of set your alarm for 13 and a half weeks and try to get everything in during that time. So the earlier, the better. 7 weeks for kittens, so you get less time for kittens. Right away for birds. So 3 months for horses is sort of your time that your door closes as well. So socializing really is what makes it so that your animal doesn't show all those types of aberrant fear type behaviors that you're getting later. So it prevents a lot of problems if you just put in the investment now. And then just because that socialization window is closed, it doesn't mean that they're not taking in any new information. So most animals you want to socialize throughout the first year and probably a little bit more. Socialization within the species helps them fine-tune their communication. So all of those little subtle dog body language things that we look for are what they're learning when they're playing with each other. So make sure they have lots of exposure within their own species, so dogs or cats or whatever it is you have. Also, they're learning kind of the accent of the different breeds, or they're also learning that the animals within their species come in different sizes. Also, they should be playing with animals of different ages or sex, neuter status, and different types of behavior. With humans, we come in all kinds of variety of sizes and shapes and smells and whatnot. So make sure that your puppy or cat or horse or bird or pig is used to all of these things. So they should be able to interact with everyone in your family. This is especially true for birds, where usually one person interacts with the bird and the other people don't. Give everybody a chance to interact with that animal. We're looking for people of different height, weight, age, gender, all the different ways that people can be different. Dogs need to know that this is within the realm of normal. Otherwise, they become very un-PC and bark at a specific ethnic group that makes you kind of embarrassed. People also cast a different silhouette if we have something on us or with us. So for example, a cane, a wheelchair, if you're carrying boxes or using crutches. Person on a bicycle looks different from a person who's standing. A skateboard, skis, luggage, all of this makes us look different and can cause a dog to be afraid later on. And so think about what's normal in your dog's life or your cat's life as time goes on. What will they encounter as an adult? For example, will this animal be staying with you, or will he be going to another home? What else is going to happen in that home? Is your lifestyle going to change? Are you in college now, but you plan on going to live in, Tanzania later? So what's possible for this animal as he ages? So for example, an older dog may need to use a ramp. Your puppy may or may not need to, but teach your dog how to use it now so that when he needs it later, he's already ready for that. So the more you can experience now, the less you have to worry about later in terms of stress. So dogs especially tend to go with us to different places. So making sure that they're used to a lot more than what they might experience at home. For example, horseshoe pits or fireworks or being in an elevator or a lift, musical instruments, Halloween, holidays, all the different things that we might put our animals through in the name of fun. Do that with them now in a more low-key version. So we don't want to go on a 7-week holiday, but we might go in the car, drive down the street, give some treats as they get, are in the car and relax, and then drive back home immediately. You might not want to take them to a fireworks display because you'll probably just imprint them with fear, but you can have fireworks on a CD and get them used to that experience in a quieter way. As humans, most of the time we have shoes on our feet, and we don't really notice the difference between a lot of different surfaces. I actually was wearing those little, 5-finger shoes for a while, and I really noticed that there's a difference between lots of different surfaces, and it kind of jars you for a minute. So imagine if you're a dog and you're not wearing any shoes at all. So for example, grass, rocks, squishy things, slippery things, shiny things, carpet, wood, metal, plastic, angled, so going down a ramp versus up something, or something that's wobbling or noisy. All of these things make a difference for your pet. Context also matters. So make sure that you don't just socialize or get the animal used to an experience in one space. You want to make sure to do it in all kinds of different contexts. So what I mean by context is whether you're inside or outside, for example, or if you're inside, where are you? Are you in one particular room of the house, or have you done this all over the house? Some animals will be only comfortable meeting people inside and really terrified of them outside because that never happened to them when they were a puppy. The time of day matters, so whether it's dark or light out. Who else is present during this? So if you're always there, or if the other dog in the family is always there, then they may be counting on that as part of the context. Other things, is the dog on leash or off? If it's a bird, is it in the cage or out of the cage? Are they tired? Are they energized? Types of treats. So maybe there's other kinds of odors or the particular type of food that's always there when you socialize. And when that's not there, then they've sort of lost that and then they're feeling scared again. So make sure that you generalize by making it unpredictable in terms of what pairs with what. To summarize, what you want to do is make it safe, start early, and orchestrate socialization events all throughout the animal's first year, and then take it on the road.